It was just past midnight when Emily Parker's phone buzzed with an unusual notification. At first, she thought it was a glitch, something her old device did when she left it charging too long. But when she unlocked the screen, she saw a message that made her blood run cold. "You're being watched. Don't leave your apartment." Emily froze. Her apartment was on the 5th floor of a quiet building in downtown Seattle. She lived alone, and her life was mostly predictable. Morning coffee, work at the tech firm, evening yoga, and the occasional movie on weekends. Nothing about her life screamed danger, or so she thought. Trying to rationalize it, she typed back, "Who is this?" No reply. The next morning, Emily tried to shake off the fear, blaming herself for overreacting. But as she walked to the nearby coffee shop, she noticed something strange. The same man seemed to be at every corner, every street she passed. He was nondescript, wearing a gray hoodie and dark sunglasses, but there was something in his movement, calculated, deliberate. Back at her apartment, Emily locked every door, checked the windows, and even tested the peephole. Nothing. No signs of forced entry. Yet the message had unsettled her completely. Her phone buzzed again. "You can't hide." This time, she didn't reply. Instead, she grabbed her laptop and started searching. Hours passed, her heart pounding, her mind racing. She tried to trace the message's origin but found nothing. No IP address, no clue. Whoever was sending it knew how to cover their tracks. By the time the sun dipped below the horizon, Emily was exhausted and terrified. She considered calling the police, but something in her gut warned her against it. She didn't know who was behind this. And maybe, just maybe, they were closer than she imagined. At 9 p.m., Emily heard a faint tap on her window. She froze. Her apartment faced the city skyline, and the street below was empty. Whoever it was had to be on the roof or a neighboring building. Her hands trembled as she dialed 911, only to hear a calm, almost casual voice in her earpiece. "You shouldn't have called." The line went dead. Her mind raced. She considered leaving, but the elevator felt too slow, the stairwell too exposed. She grabbed her keys and purse, ready to make a run for it if needed. As she stepped into the hallway, the lights flickered and went out. Complete darkness. Only the faint glow of her phone illuminated the space. Then she heard it, a whisper. "Emily." She spun around. Nobody. The air was still, the silence oppressive. Panic surged. She bolted down the hall, her apartment door slammed shut behind her. And that's when she saw him, the man from the streets, standing at the end of the corridor, impossibly calm, his sunglasses reflecting the emergency lights now flashing in the stairwell. "I've been waiting for you," he said. Emily ran. She didn't know where to go. Up the stairs, down, out the fire exit. She chose the fire exit, slammed it open, and dashed into the night. The streets were empty, eerily quiet, as though the city itself was holding its breath. She ducked into a small alley, heart racing, praying she'd lose him. But when she looked back, she saw something impossible. He wasn't chasing her. He was standing still, watching her, but the shadows around him twisted, stretched, and seemed to ripple. Emily blinked. Maybe she was imagining things, maybe the fear was breaking her mind. She ran for blocks, eventually making it to a 24-hour diner. She sat in a corner booth, trying to catch her breath. Her hands shook as she called her best friend, Mark, who lived across town. "Mark, I think someone's following me. I don't know who, and I don't know why, but I'm scared." "Calm down, Emily. Are you sure it's real? Maybe you're just stressed." "No, you don't understand. He's been there all day, watching me. And the messages." Mark listened silently. Then, after a pause, he said, "Look, I'll come get you. Just stay where you are. Don't move." Minutes felt like hours until Mark arrived. Relief washed over Emily when she saw him. They drove away from downtown, the city lights fading behind them. But even as they reached the safety of Mark's apartment, Emily couldn't shake the feeling that something was wrong. That night, she kept her phone close, her eyes darting to the window every few seconds. Hours passed without incident, and slowly, sleep claimed her. The next morning, Emily woke to a notification on her phone. She didn't recognize the number. Her heart sank. "You were smart to run. But you can't escape." Not even in dreams, Emily screamed. Over the next week, the messages kept coming. No pattern, no timing, but always terrifyingly precise. It knew where she was, what she was doing, even what she was thinking. Her work suffered. She barely ate or slept. Mark suggested she move, but Emily didn't want to leave her life behind. She tried changing her phone, her routines, even her routes to work, but nothing worked. Then came the final message, the one that chilled her to the bone. Meet me, or it ends tonight. Emily wanted to ignore it. But deep down, she knew ignoring it wasn't an option. She needed answers. At midnight, she walked to the location, a deserted park near the waterfront. Mist curled around the streetlights, casting long, shifting shadows. She felt exposed, but determined. Emily, a voice called from the shadows. The man stepped forward, removing his hoodie. His face was familiar. Shocked, she realized it was someone she had trusted years ago, her former colleague, Jason, who had disappeared after a mysterious incident at the tech firm. "Why are you doing this?" Emily demanded, trembling. Jason smiled, but it didn't reach his eyes. "You remember the project we worked on? The one the company said was cancelled. It wasn't. And you have something I need." Emily shook her head. "I don't understand." "You do. The algorithm, Emily. You developed it, and it's more powerful than anyone knows. They're after it, and I was sent to make sure it doesn't fall into the wrong hands. I needed to scare you into cooperation." Emily's mind raced. "You could have just asked me. I trusted you." Jason sighed. "Trust is a luxury in our line of work. But now, you have a choice. Help me, or this ends here." Emily's fear battled with her anger and determination. Then, almost instinctively, she reached for her phone, opened a secure app, and initiated a remote transfer. Data streamed, encrypted and protected, straight into Jason's device. He watched, impressed but cautious. "You did it. But remember, Emily, some doors, once opened, never close." Before she could respond, he disappeared into the mist. Emily stood alone, heart pounding, adrenaline surging, yet a strange calm settling over her. She had survived. She had chosen her own path. But the shadows around her whispered that this was just the beginning. From that night on, Emily's life was never the same. The city felt larger, darker, and filled with secrets she now knew existed. And every so often, when her phone buzzed with an unknown number, she felt the reminder, some dangers are always closer than they seem.